Jordan Strawberry, the son of Darryl Strawberry, one of the many children that Strawberry has that is interested in basketball. We've seen this name before in college basketball.
Good interest for him to have, and Stefan Jelks, no trouble on his first drive to the rack.
Yeah, Jelks is one of those players that the Mercer staff has been telling us that really could be a difference maker. You're going to notice the size of this team that comes from Mercer, where they've got basically in each position, they've got someone who I think could compete at a high level based on their size. I mean, look at inside. You're going to see Ringer is another player, Desmond Ringer, who certainly would be tough to defend regardless of position of level.
Into the corner, Doles for three. Kansas. Nice start for Jarvis Doles. He's 5 for 9 from 3 to start the season.
Yeah, Zach Spiker loves his ability to be that aggressor. Can be a difference maker in the ability to make shots. We just saw that right there.
Jelks, who had the first bucket for Mercer, goes down to Ringer. Back out to Strawberry. Around to Jelks. Is he 2 for 2 at the start? It's off Ringer. Aboard, but he fouled to get to it.
A little bit of a push off there, but you know, he's so strong and he's coming off, you know, he's had knee injuries prior to getting to Mercer, and you can see him wearing that brace, so he's still not 100%, and he's continuing to improve, but boy, he looks like he's could play in a men's league right now.
From McDonough, Georgia. That's a great comparison. He transferred from South Carolina. Kirk Lee with it at the point. Not a bad effort yesterday for the guard. Mojica had the game winner. The drive and kick. Harper Jr. for 3. Off corner iron. Stays down low, a fight for the ball. They're tied up. Possession will be with Drexel.
What you're going to see from the Drexel Dragons is tremendous effort and energy. When they were out here warming up about an hour ago, did you hear how loud Drexel was in just warm-ups?
Hooping and hollering?
Yes. And, you know, they feed off of that energy. I mean, there's a little bit of a Philly, you know, sort of toughness in them.
Well, we talk about that, having to, for both teams, create your own energy in a fairly empty facility at holiday time. Both teams away from home. Both benches very active, hollering at the start as well. The drive, Harper Jr. just couldn't quite get it to the cup.
You know, Zach Spiker telling us earlier today he thinks that this Mercer team, the number of sets that they run, as well coached as they are, could be a very tough out throughout the course of the season.
And Holland, right on cue, a nice 2. We talked about his 19.8 per game. That paces the Bears. Lee spinning in the lane. Better luck with that yesterday. Off target on his first try. Kirk Leodego went for 16 points on 7 of 15 shooting. A lot of good drives to the basket.
Yeah, and Drexel is depleted a little bit. Miles Overton, who's coming off a calf injury, he's out today after just playing, well, actually, sorry about that. He played 19 minutes yesterday.
Played 19, kind of a surprise to everybody. There was a hint that maybe he would get there as you see the Ringer travel. And that's bad luck for him with the back injury. The thing that was hampering him earlier was a calf. Can't catch a break the early part of the season, can Overton. He'll be on the bench today. Kirk Lee, the shot fake. Strawberry defending. Down to Williams, baseline. Tough man to go against in Ringer. Try to back him down, turn a hook shot. Rattles out. Mercer, the only team in the Paradise Jam returning all 5 starters. According to Blue Ribbon's predictions at the start of the year, one of 26 in the NCAA to return all 5 starters.
That's out of over 350 teams.
Out into the corner, the 3-ball. Kirk Lee, a little soft.
Yeah, both these teams are going to try to push it as much as possible.
Drexel, they return 4 of 5 starters on their side of the basketball. Dimitri Rivers, cue him up for 3.
What a great stroke. Got himself set, snapped it in there.
Was a key forward for Mercer. Good free throw shooter last year. He's nearly perfect this season and 7 of 17 at the start from 3. What you'd expect from a couple teams at Mercer's 3-1, Drexel 2-1. Good shooting has highlighted the start of the season. Both shooting above 46%.
And the one loss for Mercer is excusable. Went to UCF on the road. Now, they didn't have Taco Fall into the game that B.J. Taylor got hurt, but that's a UCF team that's going to be probably a top 5 team in the American Conference.
Mojica drives and creates. Zach Spiker, the head coach of Drexel, really likes his Mercer team in terms of a tough team to play, and he said they could be the best team in the field.
Yeah, I think there's a number of other coaches that believe that.
Ringer fouled underneath. Count that basket.
Great body control by Ringer. Deals with one flyby, another one over the top, and he converts.
Went up strong, gets the foul. He'll shoot a free throw when we come back. Mercer out to the early advantage, 9-5 over Drexel on Flow Hoops.
You might have heard some things about Liberty University, like how we're just a little Christian school in the middle of nowhere. And there's nothing to do here. I mean, come on. You know us. Boring.
Boring?
Yeah. They say we don't work as hard, think as hard, try as hard.
I object.
The truth is, well, we might surprise you.
At Liberty University, we believe in helping people reach their goals, and our online programs are no different. That's why we recognize the work you've already put into an education or a career. Transfer up to 75% of previous academic credits and get class credit for work experience in nursing, business, the military, or many other fields. With 8 start dates per year, you can begin whenever you're ready. Get your Liberty University degree from one of our hundreds of online programs in less time than you think.
Drexel in their huddle, one thing to catch up on, they just wiped the basket from Desmond Ringer. It was overruled. The foul occurred before the shot went up. The contact before Ringer went up to the basket. Zach Spiker, there is second year with Drexel, 9th overall, formerly at Army, has 113 wins in his college coaching career and a big one yesterday.
Yeah, he's from Ithaca, or went to Ithaca, Ithaca College, coached at Cornell under Steve Donahue when they had their great run, when they basically were the team to beat in the Ivy for a couple of years. Left the year before they went to the Sweet 16, ultimately losing to Kentucky, I think, if I remember, and then was the head coach at Army, taking over a Drexel program from Bruiser Flint, who was snake-bitten every time he was there at Drexel. I mean, they were so close a number of times to get in the NCAA tournament. Then they'd have injuries. Really had been a thorn in the Colonial Athletic Association, where they were right on the doorstep of getting in and could not get over the hump.
So Mercer has the basketball in the inbounds after the officials said it was not a foul while shooting. Right back into the post with Ringer. This time gets some space through his shoulder, couldn't get a basket. Tremaine Isabel off the big day yesterday, finds Lee baseline. Slings it through, Mojica. Drive and kick, Lee for 3. See Corey Kilby's checked in, also Ethan Stair, a 6-man off the bench, a sophomore they really like at Mercer.
Oh, they really like Stair. Could be a glue guy for him.
Rion Holland, all the way to the baseline off glass, 4 points for Holland early.
So Holland played behind Fred Van Vliet and Ron Baker at Wichita State. Wanted to be the star. Maybe he would have been there, but gets his hands on the ball there, Trevor.
Other way, Holland puts it up. Little harm, little love, count the basket. He'll try for a 3-point play.
Come up with the steal, pick in the pocket. Strawberry, who's had a great floor game, looks ahead back to Holland, creates the contact and finishes. That's great when you cause the turnover, give it up, and you get it back.
That's where that love comes in. And Sam Green, the hip check. Rion Holland, a chance to give Mercer a 7-point lead early. You can hear head coach Bob Hoffman in the background saying, rip it up. He wants him just to seal that twine with a free throw, and he does. For Rion Holland, an early 7 points.
Now Marcus Cohen also into the game, and Bob Hoffman's really high on his ability to contribute to this team.
Mojica, the triple.
The gang rebound mentality of Mercer, when they don't have Ringer on the court, can really prove effective for them.
Rion Holland, what a start. 9 points, he's taking matters into his own hand, the senior out of Fayetteville. That's Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Look at how they're just getting right up on Drexel.
Lots of pressure defensively into the corner. Three-pointer missed.
Once again, a gang rebound. They get the loose rebound.
Sam Green couldn't bury the triple. Lots of energy from Mercer early. The Bears out of the SoCon. Holland, red hot, missed the three. Stair attacking the basket. Missed the lay-in.
But he was there for the offensive putback, just couldn't convert that either.
Lee blocked, trying to get towards the lane. That was Marcus Cohen, one of those check-ins you mentioned in the way the freshman out of Tampa. Dimitri Rivers will be on his way back for the Bears. It's a 7-0 Mercer run in the last minute and a half. He expanded out over the last 5 minutes. They're on a 12-2 run after Drexel was out to the early 3-2 lead. Sam Green through Isabel. Looking for the post. Williams. Go to work against Stowe. Trying to back him in. A little double team. Green out of the wing towards the baseline. 6 to shoot. Drexel trying to reset the play, and a foul to bail it out. Ethan Stair, the blocking foul.
Coaches can't stand that when you're right there at almost the end of the shot clock, 2 seconds left, and the foul's committed. But look, these are mistakes that I think will be corrected throughout the course of the season.
Ethan Stair committed the foul, sat out last season due to an injury. Back as a key contributor off the bench. Lee with it at the point. Fresh shot clock. Drexel hasn't scored in 3 minutes game time. Isabel turned at the baseline, out to Green. That's a 2. Chance for an offensive rebound. Austin Williams helped poke it out with Kirk Lee.
Drexel showing a little more patience here on this possession. But Mercer's defense has really been suffocating at times.
Hopper Jr., quick explosion towards the basket. Mercer trying to grab the rebound. They have trouble as it's Pod out of play. Right even at 12 minutes. That will take us to a timeout as well. 14-5 Mercer on the 12-2 run. We'll take a break. We come back right after this on Flow Hoops.
Yeah, fly the bras, fly the dogs down to Atlanta. Yeah, in the cut in Medusa, lay low, yeah, I might be. Yeah, roll up, help me calm down when I'm moving high speed. Yeah, if I send one, need to text back, cause you know what I need. Oh, please. Oh, me. Oh, my. We've been moving for some time. All right. Flexing, try to exercise. But it's life I cannot change. Hidden hills, deep off in the main. M&M's, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. Pop it, but it's life I cannot change. Hidden hills, deep off in the main. M&M's, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang.
Are you an annual Flow Pro subscriber on Flow Hoops? If not, upgrade to an annual subscription in account settings to gain access to premium content on every site in the Flow Sports Network. This includes more than 1,000 live events, original documentaries, exclusive training and technique videos, and more. All of this is accessible to annual subscribers to any Flow Sports site. We're the 2017 U.S. Virgin Islands Paradise Jam relocated to Lynchburg, Virginia. Trevor Williams, Andy Katz with you. Sam Vicroy, our producer, and the rest of our great Flow Hoops team here. Great cause in terms of moving the tournament to Liberty. Liberty donating all of the proceeds made here in-house. And then, of course, on ParadiseJam.com, they're taking donations. Paradise Jam getting matched up to $25,000. It's a big deal to give back to the territory that was really hit hard by the hurricane season.
Yeah, if you're wondering why we're here, the reason is that Liberty gave the best bid because of what you just said and also had the building available in hotels. Wake Forest has a home football game tonight against NC State. Colorado had home events at their venue, and it just worked where 3 teams could drive here. But they hope to be in the Virgin Islands in 2018, whether that's St. Thomas or St. Croix.
The putback for Drexel by Jarvis Doles makes it 14-7. Our best wishes to everyone in the Virgin Islands. Still a lot without power there in the territory of the island recovering. Rion Holland, his triple. Hits iron. Kirkley tapped it out.
You know, Drexel in that last timeout was 2 of 13. That's where they were right there from the field. Now they're actually 3 of 15. And a lot of that is because of Mercer's defense.
Rivers storming the other way off the turnover. Off glass. Mercer might have had a bid for a three-point play.
Yeah, Bob wanted the foul on that one.
Rivers up to 5 early points. Mercer looking impressive early first half. Isabel spinning in the lane. They're going to say the ball was tipped. That allowed him to regain possession. It's loose on the floor. Hustle for Mercer to get to it. Rivers diving into his own bench.
Look at the
Can't
hustle.
save it.
They want those 50-50 balls.
It's fantastic to see the hustle out of these boys from Macon, Georgia, the Southern Conference. All effort.
That's not, I mean, some of that is instinctual, and a lot of it is coached or taught.
Yeah.
That's what they want out of their program. And they've got experienced guys that weathered a little bit of a retooling situation since they beat Duke and Raleigh in 2014, the NCAA first round. But they are one of the more experienced teams, as you mentioned, in the country.
Kick out. The three, Sam Green. Just like that, Drexel right back within 2 possessions.
Well, what you're going to get from Drexel is effort. They're going to be in this game. I'm not saying if it got to be double figures that they would quit, but they're going to give you great effort.
Rion Holland trying to attract some attention. Threw it over his shoulder to Cohen. Cohen splitting defenders. What a move to the hole. Foul on the rebound against Mercer. It's against Desmond Ringer. For Ringer, his second personal. Changes of Cohen and Ringer taking a seat. Strawberry and Jelks back for Mercer. Ringer frustrated after the 2 early fouls. Jermaine Isabel still without a point. Trying to dish one down low. It's at the feet of Williams. Somehow finds some room to get it off glass. Mini run for Drexel. You mentioned the poor start, 5 of 19, shooting out 26%.
So they're essentially 3 of their last 6.
1 block, then a foul. Sam Green thought he had mostly ball. He's looking around, asking to where. It's not blocked on the first try, just missed. Shooter's going to be Jalen Stowe at the line.
Yeah.
Jalen Stowe from Harrisburg, North Carolina, a junior. 4-6 at the line this year, misses the first of 2.
See, what you're seeing here from Mercer is their depth, Trevor. I mean, not a lot of schools at this level can go and bring, you know, multiple players at each position.
We've gotten 9 deep comfortably at the start. All guys they really like, too.
And that can contribute. There's not a drop-off. I mean, there's a little drop-off, but nothing significant.
Both free throws missed by Stowe. Isabel kicks it back. Kirk Lee traveled into the shot. Too bad, he made it too.
Yeah, he hesitated right when he received it.
That was where he had the shuffle of the feet. Strawberry leaving it with Rion Holland to bring it up floor for the Bears. Rion had the early 9 points. Stowe trying to find Jelks. Jelks still gets hands on it. Holland. It swings around for Mercer. One more pass to Strawberry. It was good ball movement. Strawberry, a good shot, just couldn't make it. Isabel went baseline, fouled as he goes up.
And a rare drought for the Mercer Bears. I mean, they've gone the last couple of minutes without a bucket.
2 minutes and 12 seconds to be exact. One of their last 7 from the floor, and Tremaine Isabel at the line after the foul against Jalen Stowe is first. Isabel out of Seattle is from Garfield High School. It's a well-known program in the Seattle area for high school basketball.
Washington State connection?
Washington State connection. Should have played for Washington State if Ken Bowen would have kept his job with the Cougars when the coaching change happened and Ernie Kent came into Pullman. Isabel opened up his recruiting process, went to Missouri.
And now is in Philadelphia.
Playing for Drexel and having a chance, trying to get his Dragons towards the championship game of the Paradise Jam.
Mercer's suddenly gone cold and getting one shot.
Isabel looking back for Carinas. Had the ball tipped.
I mean, what you're seeing here is the effect of no ringer because of those two fouls. That's why they're not getting as many second shots right now.
You're seeing Drexel starting to drive the lane a little bit more. Isabel setting up one more, had it poked high. 3 to shoot. Kirk Lee has to hoist a 3. Lee frustrated, no points early on for him.
You know what's great about Mercer is when the shot goes up, everyone turns in to go for the basketball. They're not just releasing someone and people aren't paying attention. They do a great job of gang rebounding.
Rion Holland, it's gone cold after his early 9.
But they're going to want him to keep shooting.
Kirk Lee pulls off. Both sides cold of late. Drexel is on a 6-0 run. Mercer has missed its last 5 and is one of its last 9. Hasn't scored in 3.5 minutes. Jelks from distance. Big man with a big shot.
Had a great stroke on that one. He's the kind of X factor for them because he can be streaky, but when he's on, they're really good.
Stretches it to a 19-13 lead for Mercer. Now it's Drexel's turn to be in a mini drought. 2 minutes, 40 seconds without a bucket.
Let's go, we gotta move. Let's go.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Harper Jr. driving, trying to get some contact. Still lays it up.
Great body control to finish that play.
The junior from Philly. It was 11 points yesterday and a perfect 9-9 at the line. Lots of driving for the guard, Troy Harper Jr. yesterday. Rion Holland, you knew he'd keep shooting. Finds that rhythm back. A timeout right away taken by Drexel.
There's no reason for him to stop shooting. If he misses a couple, he's got the heat check to get right back at it.
12 points early for Holland. He was 15-26 from 3 coming in, and he can spot it up just fine for Mercer. They're up by 7. We take a timeout. Back after this on Flow Hoops.
A lot of people compare him to me. A lot of people say Trey Jones, Tyus Jones' younger brother.
Within our state, both of them are in the top 5 kids to have ever played high school basketball.
I'm looking at a future pro. It's hard for me to say that little 6th grade kid is going to be better than the older one is.
Right here, our basketball state banners. My brother hung up our first one in 2013.
The competitive side of me wants to be better than my brother.
You don't always want to be someone's younger brother.
It put a chip on my shoulder for sure.
Don't palm it into your shot. Have it here so it's in a pocket.
We're all trying to win, and we all think we're the best at it.
It means a lot to me being ranked the #1 point guard, being able to prove myself to the entire country.
Rion Holland doing good things for the Mercer Bears. You see him there trying to get into the championship game of the Paradise Jam, slated for 8:30 tomorrow night. Colorado and Drake, they play next to decide who else will be in that contest. Bob Hoffman, got to be pretty happy with what he's seeing, especially with Rion Holland continuing to heat up.
You know, this is a Mercer team that I think is going to win a lot of games. You know, after this tournament, they've got a game that they're going to go to Tennessee at the end of this month, so later next week. They're going to play a Memphis team at home, which is very beatable because they're in transition. And then they got a monster game after playing LaSalle, another Philly team, by the way, against Alabama in late December. And once they get into their league, their toughest competition for the title will be against East Tennessee State. So can they get the kind of record to get in by themselves, or do they have to win 3 days in March.
For folks that aren't familiar, Philly, college basketball hotbed. There's a lot of fun there. You're going to watch some good basketball, and there's some long-standing rivalries.
Yeah, the Big Five, although I'd like it to be the Big Six with Drexel. So would Zach.
They looked deserving of the title with the upset win yesterday. Mojica, some contact. It was a charge. Rounds the corner. A little out of control and went right over the top of Jalen Stowe. It's the second turnover of the day for Drexel. Still no ringer on the floor, the 2 early fouls. Stowe tried to kick it. Looked like he had room on the drive, 5 to shoot. Back to Strawberry, rises up for 3.
Good defensive possession for Drexel.
Harper Jr. driving, poked out.
Bob Hoffman wants him to run.
3 on 2, Stowe stepping through.
Once again, showing the versatility of this group. When you've got a player like Stowe that can get there to the basket, Jalen Stowe is first points of the afternoon, early evening here.
It's hard to remember what time it is. We've been sitting inside all day.
I know. We're like in a casino.
Luckily not losing money. 3-pointer, Jarvis Doles with an answer.
You know, as long as they hold this lead, Trevor, I got to believe they're going to keep Ringer out.
Yeah, you would think just to save.
I mean, as you get closer to the halftime, whoa, just a miscommunication there on the turnover.
And that third foul could become more and more costly if you put him back in. You might just count your blessings.
If you can keep a 2-possession lead, you might as well just keep him on the bench.
A tough turnover from Mercer gives it right back to Drexel. Dragons hanging right in there. They're shooting 12% less than Mercer. Mojica looking for the post. They front it. Williams with some room, missed a point-blank opportunity. Mercer waiting for its trailer to get down floor. Stowe had to lace up his shoe down in the paint on the other side. Strawberry handoff. Kick with Stair. He drives. Gonna get that call every time, yep.
Extending that right elbow. We've seen a lot of that in the last couple of days where the officials are watching to see how the offensive players are creating space.
It's a big point of emphasis across college basketball this year. With all the emphasis put on defenders taking their hands off in the game, you want to up scoring. They're still not letting the offensive players get away with that much. That was Stair's second foul as well. So he takes a seat. Isabel trying to make something of it for Drexel. He's given a 3-pointer.
Not quite sure that's the shot that Zach Spiker wanted.
All Tremaine Isabel could do on this play was foul Marcus Cohen. He was going to blaze by to the basket. Mercer will have the basketball side out, up by 6 with 3:41 to go in the first half. The U.S. Virgin Islands Paradise Jam on Flow Hoops.
We the people. We are innovators, dreamers, leaders. Yeah, we feel pain. We get tired, but it won't stop us. God's call is our pursuit, and we will champion His name. We the champions, in order to affirm our tradition of unwavering faith, ignite a passion for wisdom, challenge perspectives, inspire creativity, and pursue knowledge. Do resolve to be the voice for the voiceless, bring healing to the hurting, fight for the oppressed, defend freedom, defy stereotypes, and follow God's calling wherever it may lead.
Drexel has a couple of key contributors from a night ago who are 0 for from the floor. Kirk Lee 0 for 5 and Tremaine Isabel 0 for 3. You gotta think if that would start to change for the Dragons, this could be a different story. In half number one, Mercer leading 24-18.
Yeah, and their numbers are down. I mean, we've talked about this before. No Miles Overton. You know, they are going to get a key player back for them, or not back. He's going to be eligible here coming up here.
Alihan Demir,
excuse me. A incoming player from Turkey who played on a Turkish team, and that's why he had to sit the first, or what will end up being 5 games?
After tomorrow, yes.
Yes, so he'll be eligible for the game next week. And Zach Spiker thinks he's going to be a major contributor. And then they lost Jönsson to Iceland, Corey Jönsson, who really had been a major factor for them, and that happened over the summer. That was unexpected. So they thought they're going to have at least 6 guards to start the season. Overton's been in and out of the lineup.
There have been multiple teams in this tournament with unexpected off-season losses. But the drive, the tip after the fire from Cohen. Isabel wants to take it in transition. He's fouled.
Ooh, we got players at both ends of the floor falling down.
Back up on the Drexel end was Austin Williams. Getting up for Mercer, Marcus Cohen. Tremaine Isabel, since he was on the break, is going to get free throws. He's good at drawing fouls and 19 of 22 at the line to start the season. Bob Hoffman going back to an earlier shot that was taken away from Desmond Ringer and arguing that that's the same thing on this other side that should have been a foul on the floor. Both of Isabel's points at the free throw line. Carinas is back for Williams. It's a little ginger back to the bench after hitting the deck on the other side of the floor.
I'll tell you, when you do more games, you have even more of appreciation for the officials.
Yeah.
You know, what they have to deal with and all the constant barking.
No one ever tells you you're doing a good job.
No coach ever thinks that you got the call right.
You're going to get one coach to think you did and the other thinks you got it all wrong.
Right.
Strawberry, mid-range jumper. Those are easy money for Jordan Strawberry. Lee and Drexel still 2 possessions back. Carinas to draw him within 1. Missed the 3. Foul on the rebound against Jarvis Doles.
Every time I turn around, there's a Mercer player on the floor. I mean, they're playing hard. Bodies are clanging together.
I think these guys saw an opportunity yesterday. I don't think they would have been scared of playing Houston in the semifinal round.
Not
but
at all.
They see a big opportunity to go win this tournament. Stephon Jelks at the line. Senior out of Marietta, Georgia. Rolled all parts of iron, but it's good.
Jelks, one of those 5 senior starters.
It's last year's leading rebounder at Mercer, plus passer as well for a big man. It's Mercer up by 7. Chance to make it 8 with his second free throw. Stephon Jelks hasn't missed from the line this year, 4-4 to start the season.
I mean, you're not going to get double figures from him very often, but we saw yesterday it's timely shots.
Carinas, international product with 3.
Late pickup for the Drexel Dragons, and certainly he's added their depth, a little stretch 4 ability to make that shot that certainly can be a difference.
Tadas Carinas is from Lithuania. Strawberry, the kick out. Jelks has range. Big man, another triple.
Timely shots. Answers Drexel with a 3.
Stephon Jelks loves to shoot the 3. He's 2 of 3, 6 of 10 to start the year. Isabel turning it out to the top. Mojica. Couldn't quite can his. Strawberry slowing it down, set the half-court offense. Jelks. Beat at the line once again.
He saw the opening to get to the hole. Green puts a little bit of body on him, and now he'll get to the line once again.
Again, Sam Green, his third personal already.
And this is exactly what Mercer needed with Ringer on the bench with those 2 fouls, where he's only been able to play 8 minutes.
Start to mitigate how Ringer's out of this contest. I think you're exactly right with Jelks hitting that free throw and Mercer out to a comfortable 9-point lead at the start. Ringer is at a point now where he could sit on the bench all the way through the half, start fresh in half number 2.
Oh yeah, he's not coming back in now.
Drexel allowing Austin Williams back to the table. Jelks makes the second. Stays perfect. He and Rion Holland each have 12 points, lead all scorers. Ten-point Mercer lead, their largest of the contest as we approach halftime. Kirk Lee firing towards the corner, tipped up high. Mercer with another forced turnover.
Active hands, getting their, causing these deflections, creating opportunities for Mercer.
Strawberry attacking, is able to get some contact, but not enough for a whistle. Into the post, Williams beat his man, sealed off Jalen Stowe. Williams started the year on a tear, made each of his first 12 field goal attempts, is 2 of 4 for 4 points for Drexel tonight. Jelks can't miss.
He has been huge this half. No Ringer, no problem.
Bob Hoffman knew it as soon as he released the basketball. Jalen Stowe slapping the floor on the defensive end.
All right, let's see how Drexel handles the adversity at the end of this half and into halftime.
Mercer by 11. 3 seconds separating shot and game clock in half number 1. Lee on the dribble. Around Strawberry, puts one off glass, rolls out. Chance for Holland to hoist one at the horn. Good shot, rattles out. Nearly a buzzer beater to take it to the locker room, but Mercer will settle for its largest lead of the game at 11 and a 36-25 advantage. How painstakingly close. We'll take it to the half. We'll be back right after this on Flow Hoops.
Are you allowing other people to put limits on yourself?
Get that set. Do not rush the movement, okay? Here we go.
5, 10 years from now, let's see if you're still standing to be a champion.
1, 2, 3.
You guys work way too hard to be good. You're a great team.
Been a long day tomorrow, right?
It's about never losing sight of that goal that you initially set out for. Have an aggressive attitude each and every day to go get it.
All those emotions rolled into one is that, yes, we're there. There's a feeling that you get. And when you get that feeling, you don't get it very many times in your life, but it's an unbelievable sensation. Satisfaction, destiny, all of it.
Williams is trying to get redemption to what happened yesterday.
We're the best in the world.
This is where you trigger something to champion. DeSoto has done it. A 4-point victory for the team state title.
We still got great things to come.
Every kid wants to play at Finley Prep and have that opportunity to play at a premier program like this. And that's where all the pros go.
This is the only sport we got, basketball. This is what we do. We're built for this.
Beat him there, beat him. Why you not a McDonald's All-American? Because he took your McDonald's.
For us, it's a way of life. I mean, that's all we have. The high school literally is just the basketball players.
I thought it was going to be like a huge campus and all this type of stuff.
We don't really talk to anybody that's outside of Finley, so just focusing on basketball and basically not really having a social life.
If you don't cook, I'm not gonna pass you the ball no more.
You don't pass the ball anyway.
Oh, God.
But you didn't come here to be an engineer. You know, you don't go to Finley to be a doctor. There are a lot of fly-by-night programs that's not accredited that, you know, can open up with a bag of money and say, hey, come here, and now let's go play a national schedule. So I get it.
Everyone's tried to copy and become what Finley is.
We're going to press them, they're going to turn it over, we're going to dunk. We're going to get excited. Prep on 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go, baby.
This is a huge game. I just say this is a must-win.
Probably the biggest game in the state of Nevada.
Beat Gorman, you know. They're on our head about that every day.
Even Snoop Dogg even tweeted it's about to go down.
Let's go! Push it! Take it out! Take it out! You gotta be smarter than that!
If you want maximum exposure, this is definitely a place to be.
One of the best high school programs to ever do it.
This our game, we got 6 minutes to bust their ass by 10 or 15. No, I don't need you out the game.
We're gonna shock the world.
A lot of people compare him to me. A lot of people say Trey Jones, Tyus Jones' younger brother.
Within our state, both of them are in the top 5 kids to have ever played high school basketball.
I'm looking at a future pro. It's hard for me to say that little 6th grade kid is going to be better than the older one is.
Right here, our basketball state banners. My brother hung up our first one in 2013.
The competitive side of me wants to be better than my brother.
You don't always want to be someone's younger brother.
It put a chip on my shoulder for sure.
Don't palm it into your shot. Have it here so it's in a pocket.
We're all trying to win, and we all think we're the best at it.
It means a lot to me being ranked the #1 point guard, being able to prove myself to the entire country.
We the people. We are innovators, dreamers, leaders. Yeah, we feel pain. We get tired, but it won't stop us. God's call is our pursuit, and we will champion His name.
This is Liberty University, the world's largest Christian university. Want to come visit us? Well, you're in luck. Homecoming is a perfect opportunity for alumni, families, and newcomers to participate in the game day experience. At College for a Weekend, you get to hear from speakers, go to classes, and attend our weekend concert. Ring in the new year with us at Winterfest. Spend the day snowboarding at Snowflex, rock climbing, or at the Artist Q&A, then rock out at night with the top Christian artists. With so many ways to visit our campus, why aren't you here already?
Mercer Bears leading by 11 at the half, 36-25 over the Drexel Dragons. The U.S. Virgin Islands Paradise Jam from Lynchburg, Virginia, the beautiful Liberty University. Andy Katz and Trevor Williams with you. And Andy, that first half, it was a big story of Stephon Jelks. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, this is the beauty of this Mercer team, that they've got the depth at the position. When they've got a player like a Desmond Ringer who goes down in foul trouble, and he's been a force inside for them, they can go to someone like Stephon Jelks, who's a bit of their X factor. Sometimes you can get him to score in double figures. Sometimes he may just hit a big shot at different points of the game and not get to that level. And yet what we saw throughout the course of the first half was his versatility. He finished with 15 points in the first half, 7 boards, made all 4 of his free throws when he got to the line because he was creating contact, 3 of 4 on threes, all in 14 minutes. I mean, that's pretty effective.
We saw a big defensive effort by Mercer at the start of this game as well. They were flying all over. You could feel the energy. It was palpable in pregame, and it carried over to the opening tip.
It really did. I mean, this is a Mercer team with 5 starters back. Yes, they lost their opener to Central Florida on the road, but that's a good Central Florida team. I expect Mercer to go on a little bit of a run, win this game handily, stay with us for the second half. But I think they're going to really put it to Drexel here in the second half. And then the question is, if that does happen, can they actually close out and win this championship on Sunday?
No, Rion Holland, he kept doing Rion Holland-like things as well. Of course, this whole Mercer team, they're all phenomenal. 5 returning starters. Drexel, what's got to be the biggest key coming into half number 2? They thought they could hang around in this game, but they knew it was going to be tough.
Well, they tried to run, and they're going to have to try to get as many possessions as they can in the second half. So we'll probably see that a lot, but they're going to have to stop and close out on the perimeter. They're getting caught where someone like Jelks is wide open, and Mercer's doing a great job of moving the ball. As Zach Spiker, told us this morning at our hotel, they run so many sets, so many actions off of that it's hard to keep up. And his players are going to have to be disciplined defensively.
A byproduct of a senior-laden squad. They're holding an 11-point lead. We come back with the second half after this on Flow Hoops.
There are a lot of people that helped build the history and tradition of Wake Forest, and we're just trying to add to the pages.
Now, hey, listen, this is no different than in a game. Have attention to detail and get our work done.
Every rep's got to be perfect. Let's go.
How you feel about this upcoming year, nephew?
Trying to get buckets.
Okay.
We took a big step last year to get back to the tournament.
We made it. We didn't make a run, and this year we're going to win the national championship.
2017 U.S. Virgin Islands Paradise Jam by Basketball Travelers relocated here to Lynchburg, Virginia, and the Vine Center. Fans, if you're interested in donating to hurricane relief efforts in the U.S. Virgin Islands, please visit www.paradisejam.com. 100% of your donation will go to recovery efforts in the territory, and donations are tax deductible. Basketball Travelers and the Paradise Jam will be matching donations up to $25,000. Already over $20,000 with all those combined donations. It's going to be headed towards the territory. And your donations are very, very appreciated. Let's talk about these halftime stats and what the coaches see coming out of the locker room, Andy Katz.
Well, first I talked to Bob Hoffman, the head coach of Mercer, and I asked him about Stefan Jelks and his ability to score here. And he says, look, 2 years ago he said he was very effective. Last year struggled, and he's proud of the fact that he stayed with his shot. But what happened was they were concentrating on, basically they were concentrating on Holland and Rivers, and when Ringer was in there, and they freed up Jelks. Something that Zach Spiker told me from Drexel, that's true. Zach says, look, we got to be much more aggressive. We got to attack a little bit more. By the way, Hoffman thinks they're going to start to press them if they can score. But they think they're going to be still in this game if they can get to the free throw line and make shots, obviously, because they feel like they've had opportunities.
They got a block on this end of the floor with Ringer, our end of the floor, the Mercer side, and then Ringer called for a foul right away. So wouldn't you know, he gets back in for 29 seconds and right back to the bench with his third foul.
Well, they were able to build a big lead without him in the first half. We'll see if they can continue it here in the second.
Had the 11-point halftime advantage. Ball on the line, tipped and still staying on that end with Drexel. All of the players around the perimeter for Drexel on this inbounds play. Lee finds some room in the corner for the inbound. Look right into the middle. Williams.
Ooh.
Wow.
They're calling the block.
Big collision in the paint. Jalen Stowe hit the deck, did not draw a charge. Whew. It's a lot of body, and Stowe's in pretty good position.
I mean, he sold it. They didn't buy it, but he sold it.
In fact, the opposite of buy it, they whistled the foul against him. Comes right on back with a rebound, though.
Boy, he is chiseled. I mean, that's a high major frame right there. He hasn't missed the weight room.
We've had a lot of good strength and conditioning coaches, you can tell, the last couple days here. Nice three-pointer for Jordan Strawberry. He had 9 points in the second half, game one of this tournament. Only 2 in the first half. We'll see what he does in the second stanza. Maybe Drexel got away with a walk. Williams underneath. Missed again. The inside presence, Mercer's just winning that battle.
They've had opportunities, Drexel. They're just not converting.
Point blank shooting 28% isn't going to do it for you very often. Rivers underneath, foul. Seniors top to bottom on the starting 5 today for Mercer, and their preseason favorite in the SoCon. Sanford, the other likely candidate. Mercer had 4 first-place votes, and Sanford had 3. The free throw for Rivers is good. The SoCon, a conference for mid-majors that does fairly well in the RPI. Both those free throws good for Rivers.
You know, in one way they're helped by their location because a lot of SEC, some ACC, I mean, they will play these schools.
It was off the foot of Harper Jr. It is called the over and back. Harper Jr. pleading that it's off the foot of Mercer. That would have made it a kick ball.
Great hustle by Mercer.
Bob Hoffman echoing your sentiment.
Yes. Put an orange jersey on me.
Might as well. This bench is so good to our side. Mercer won convincingly by 15 yesterday when the rest of the games were all decided by 2 possessions or fewer.
Well, the only teams that have lost to our left, it's the same team, Quinnipiac.
Yep.
Right?
And almost didn't lose yesterday.
Right.
Swing back to Jelks. On the drive, lost the handle. Back to Strawberry, 5 to shoot. Out top, Stowe drives all the way to the basket with 1 second on the shot clock.
Hoffman loves it.
Jalen Stowe.
They're slapping the floor.
These guys are fun to watch, but an answer 3 from Jarvis Doles. Much needed for Drexel, pulls it to 15, but Mercer, the energy they have brought to this contest, phenomenal. Take it to a timeout with the Bears up big on Flow Hoops.
Yeah, fly the bras, fly the dogs down to Atlanta. Yeah, in the cut in Medusa, lay low, yeah, I might be. Yeah, roll up, help me calm down when I'm moving high speed. Yeah, if I send one, need to text back, cause you know what I need. Oh, please. Oh, me. Oh, my. We've been moving for some time. All right. Flexing, try to exercise. For this life I cannot change. Hidden hills, deep off in the main. M&M's, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. Pop it. For this life I cannot change. Hidden hills, deep off in the main. M&M's, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang.
Mercer won by 15 yesterday against Liberty on Liberty's home floor in the relocated U.S. Virgin Islands Paradise Jam. They're up by 15 in the second half on Drexel with 17:34 to play. Trevor Williams, Andy Katz, our producers Sam Vickroy, and the rest of our great crew with you from the Vine Center. Bob Hoffman, he's not having a bad time in Lynchburg so far. His Bears as good as advertised.
They really are. As you have heard, there's incredible respect from every coach for Bob Hoffman.
Most definitely.
You know, he's the kind of coach that really could have gone, I think, a lot of different levels at a higher level. Has coached as an assistant at the higher level. But look, he loves the mission at Mercer. They spent, as we talked about this yesterday, 10 days in the Dominican on a basically doing missionary work and getting your hands dirty, sleeping, he said, for 4 days under mosquito nets, building water wells. Working with Samaritans' feet, and so he loves the service aspect of this university in Macon, Georgia.
A humbling experience. He said he thinks his team has been stretched as both people, men, and basketball players. After Drexel gets some defense, trying to convert on back-to-back possessions with a pair of threes. Mojica, he's been pretty quiet, now has 5.
They need him to really start to awake.
Drexel with the last 2 buckets. Harper Jr. commits the foul. A little arm bar, on the ball handler, Holland. Those quick threes are big for Drexel. It takes it from an 18-point game all the way back down to 12 in 2 possessions. Rivers looking for some help. Gets it into Jalen Stowe. Jelks, no triples in the second half after going 3 for 4 in the opening period. Stowe all alone. Couldn't make it. It's one thing Mercer felt like this year would make a big difference. If they shot the 3 better, easy call. It's never good when the guard just puts his head straight down.
You have to drive with a purpose, but under control. So there was a purpose there, but he wasn't under control.
Troy Harper Jr. turned himself into a human spear.
I mean, he was trying to go for the first down.
Dimitri Rivers took the front end of the contact, but he'll take the charge. Turn over the basketball back to the Bears. We were talking about Bob Hoffman and the success he's had. One of the other rare stats about him, the only coach in NCAA history to win a game in the NCAA, NIT, CBI, and CIT in consecutive years. His guys just keep rolling. Rivers, the and one.
And you know what that shows? That shows even during rebuilding years, they get better as the season goes along.
Right.
That they are capable of playing in the postseason.
And if this team gets better as the season goes along, like you said, there better be a lot of people on notice this could be a team that's ready to make an impact. Our camera guy took a shot. Back up and operating. A-OK. Rivers for the three-point plays up to 10 points. Back to a 15-point Mercer lead.
All right, so now let's see how Drexel handles being in this kind of adverse situation.
Williams backing down the paint. Hook shot. Count it.
And that is number 4 on Ringer.
Every time Desmond Ringer comes into the game, both times in the half, he's been in for 30-ish seconds.
I know. I mean, they're going to have to win this game without him.
Des going to have to take a seat. Bob Hoffman asking what he did. And that's one that's interesting. The officials, I do know what half they will talk about guys who are in foul trouble. You try to make sure that if you're calling these fouls on a guy like Desmond Ringer, that it is a legit foul. The officials, as much as people don't like officials, most of the time they do want the guys to be able to decide the game, not their whistles. Rivers for 3. There was a shove off ball.
Yeah, he had to watch. He almost had to step on Stowe, who went flying right by him.
Mercer would have kept the basketball had the 3 been made. We'll take us to a timeout. Mercer has it up by 13 on Flow Hoops.
A lot of people compare him to me. A lot of people say Trey Jones, Tyus Jones' younger brother.
Within our state, both of them are in the top 5 kids to have ever played high school basketball.
I'm looking at a future pro. It's hard for me to say that that little 6th grade kid is going to be better than the older one is.
Right here, our basketball state banners. My brother hung up our first one in 2013.
The competitive side of me wants to be better than my brother.
You don't always want to be someone's younger brother.
It put a chip on my shoulder for sure.
Don't palm it into your shot. Have it here so it's in a pocket.
We're all trying to win, and we all think we're the best at it.
It means a lot to me being ranked the #1 point guard, being able to prove myself to the entire country.
Drexel's shot it all right from 3. The problem for the Dragons has been in the paint as they trail by 13, 46-33 with 15:45 to go. In the paint, the advantage has been there for Mercer, 16-12, but it's felt like a lot more because Drexel's missed a lot of stuff from close.
And also, even though they've both made 6 threes, I just feel like when the threes have come from Mercer, they've been timely and have stretched leads for the Bears. Just when it looked like Drexel might be coming back into the game.
Yeah, Drexel, 2 of those 6, remember, were right in succession to cut an 18-point deficit to 12. It's now back to 13. Mercer has the basketball after the foul by Sammy Mojica is second. Drexel down a man. You see him the left side of your screen. The guy to the right in his street clothes, Miles Overton, out with an injury. Played yesterday 19 minutes. Not a huge factor, a couple points, couple boards.
But it adds to the depth.
Right.
Especially this time of the year when they're already depleted.
Stair lobs it up top. Rivers nearly took the elevator for it. Tremaine Isabel. Quiet night, 3 points. Over 20 a night ago. Lee. Little 2-hand slam for Austin Williams.
I mean, that's what they have to do. They have to continue to penetrate Mercer's defense now that Ringer's out of the game and will be for a significant amount of time.
Strawberry kicks corner. Open 3. Corey Kilby missed it. Chance for an offensive board. Williams just wrestles it away from Stair. Lee, his turn to step through.
Yeah, a little Euro step to get in there.
Kirk Lee's first points. He was doing a lot of that yesterday.
All right, you can hear the Drexel bench getting into it. A few spirited fans behind.
A single-digit deficit at 9 points. And off with Rivers.
We've seen this script before from the Dragons. There's no quit in this team.
All of a sudden, they have a ton of energy. Their side of the floor, 5 to shoot. Strawberry, tough three. Well contested. Good box out by Lee. He wants to run.
A good pullback.
Goes to Mojica on the wing. Green stays out with Isabel. Isabel's driving kick. Lee, open three. Air ball. Not even close from Kirk Lee.
And they'd been so successful attacking the basket.
Dragons have been tough on defense. A 6-0 run. Mercer hasn't scored in close to 3 minutes. Under 10 on the shot clock. Gonna force another tough shot here. The Dragons. 2 to shoot. Rivers has to get it up at the buzzer. Missed it.
One shot again for Mercer.
See if they can add on to the 6-0 run.
We haven't heard much from Isabel lately.
Mojica kicks Lee, offensive foul. As he passed it, he barreled into Stowe. Stowe is everywhere defensively.
Yes, he has been.
Great set right outside the restricted area. Mojica's third foul. He and Doles and Green all have 3 on Drexel's side. Mercer needs to end the drought. 3+ minutes without points. It's allowed Drexel to climb back in. They set up an ISO for Holland, blocking foul against Troy Harper, his third.
Now, you know who could be a little bit more assertive? Zach Sparker spoke to me about this at the half, is Austin Williams.
Yeah.
He needs him to be a major factor. I mean, he is 4-7. He's got 8 points in 22 minutes. But they need like a bust-out game out of him.
Especially with, as we've continued to mention, Ringer out. It's an opportunity for Williams to take advantage in the post. Free throw good for Holland. It's into the bonus, Mercer. Bob Hoffman's going to be fine being in the bonus for the final 13 minutes of this game. Back to a double-digit lead. Isabel pressured, hands up, Tremaine Isabel. Guess who?
Stowe.
He is fired up.
Jalen Stowe having quite a night.
I think he has drawn more fouls in one game tonight, charges, than the rest of the teams combined in the whole Paradise Jam. Again, it goes back to that energy that we were talking about that Mercer came out here with. And Drexel, for that matter, had a lot of energy in its pregame. No shortage of want to from these two sides. Isabel, the crossover, so tough, count the basket.
Remember, that's what he did in the comeback last night. He started to get to the basket, be the aggressor.
He took over and was unbelievable down the stretch last night, finished with 21 points. His chance for a three-point play after the foul on Stair, which was his third. 6 for Isabel. Drexel still right there, only down by 8. Here's that press Bob Hoffman was expecting. Drexel backs it off a little bit. Just a
there's no
pester.
traps out of it right now, just a little bit of a soft pressure.
Slicing Cohen. Isabel. Harper Jr. step back. Tough shot. Stowe came in for the rebound. He has 5. Now 6. Jelks leading the way for Mercer with 8 boards. 2 more, he's got a double-double. Baseline drive, Stowe into the corner, Holland. Count it.
Rion Holland, transfer from Wichita State, has been a go-to guy for the Mercer Bears. A rare mistake by Jelks there.
Stephon Jelks got caught up. You see the 3 in the corner by Holland, so we will head to a timeout, but Jelks picking up his first foul. That is the 5th against Mercer. 2 away from the bonus for Drexel, but Mercer back up by double digits on Flow Hoops. Fine center in Lynchburg, Virginia. Colorado and Drake coming up in the nightcap. This one enticing in the second half. Drexel's made a couple runs. 6 of their last 8 from the floor, but Mercer continues to hit the big shot. Rion Holland, the latest impact 3.
Yeah, anytime that Drexel makes a run, the Mercer Bears are there to answer. And do not dismiss the importance of winning a championship, even if it's over a 3-day period here in Lynchburg, Virginia. This will mean quite a bit to Mercer if they can get to that title game and win on Sunday.
I love what Zach Spiker said. The only time you get to do it is in March. 3 games in 3 days in your conference tournaments, and then hopefully a postseason tournament. Harper Jr. under 10 to shoot with the basketball. Trying to drive. Charge. You know who's getting up?
Stowe.
4th on Harper Jr.
If this holds, we may be joined by Stowe and maybe Jelks.
Yeah, and please bring him some ice. Stowe has spent more time on his back in this contest, but it's fine. It's been getting the basketball back for Mercer, who's been in tremendous defensive position throughout. Holland stays hot. All Twine. Game's leading scorer with 19. Jelks, 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Holland tripped up, and there is the foul.
You could see there as Holland was starting to his drive, head was up. He saw that he had that direct lane to the basket. And, I mean, that was before Karinas came in and sort of gave him that bump. But, you know, that's the vision that he has as a point guard. He can see ahead of him, see the play developing.
Double bonus for the final 10.5 minutes for Mercer. That's going to pay huge dividends. They've shot free throws well this season. Rion Holland, when he's at the line, he is perfect this year. I don't know that he even touches rim with his free throws. Now sitting at 4 for 4, 20 for 20 on the season. Almost jinxed him.
I mean, look at their defensive intensity. They're right in a stance immediately. No complacency.
Mojica on the drive. Kick out Isabel. Shot fake. Gets up. Wanted to draw contact. Ball almost taken away. Spinning Isabel. Baseline jumper. Drained by Green.
Drexel desperately needed something positive to happen.
Almost turned into a turnover on that possession. Rion Holland in his game-leading 21 points. Straightaway three ball. Holland, yes. Woo!
People, pay attention to this Mercer team.
Three the other way.
Well, he was wide open.
Sam Green has made a last couple for Drexel. We have a nice back and forth going. It is a 13-point lead for Mercer. The officials keeping the players down on the end. Both benches were up, ready to take a timeout. Officials said, no, we're still playing. I think they heard a play call. I think it was an inadvertent whistle towards the timeout. I don't think either side wanted one. Both thought the other bench called it. Stowe. Showing he can do it offensively too. Green's had the last two baskets for Drexel. Wants to put it on the floor, tries to pass it off. Blocking foul against Jokes. This is the last foul to give for Mercer. Next, we'll put Drexel into the single bonus. Rivers in for Stair. Kilby come back as well for the Bears. Kilby outside of basketball used to be an all-state quarterback in Oklahoma.
Behind you, Corey, watch behind. I got him.
Williams handoff with Isabel in the corner.
Switching defenses right now for Mercer.
Mojica, fake and drive. Soft floater. Too soft, tip back in. I think it was Green. 10 for Sam Green. Feels closer than 13. Holland fouled on a three-point shot. Remember, he hasn't missed at the free throw line. Great guy to send to the stripe.
Well, a little bit of a bailout here because he was not, I guess, sort of set. So he's going to go to the line. Are they going to call three?
They had the signal up for three. Should be three shots.
I couldn't tell if his foot was right there on the line or not.
And it is. Officials didn't feel the need to check it. Mercer made its last four from the floor, and the right guy at the stripe for three shots.
Ooh, a rare miss.
His first of the season. Was 5 of 5. Now he can start a new streak after making 21 straight to start the year. $25 points for Holland. Yesterday, 13. Below his 20-plus average coming into yesterday's game. He'll be back above 20 after tonight. 26, and he'll get a rest. Bob Hoffman wants a stop next. His guy's up by 15. 8 minutes and change away from a date with the championship game in the Paradise Jam. Into the corner, Green. He's had all the buckets lately. Couldn't can the triple. Rivers slowed it down. Sam Mojica was in good position.
Keep going, keep going.
Strawberry.
Can't convert.
Basket wouldn't eat it up. Kirk Lee threw it away. Stair in the direction. Rivers. All the way to the rack around Williams. Be a timeout as well by Drexel. Mercer on another hot stretch, 5 of their last 6 from the floor. Takeaway, turn it into 2 the other way, and the Bears up by 17.
Ever since I can remember, the NBA was my dream. My biggest goal is to not just play in the NBA. I want to be the best player to ever do this thing.
For us, it's a way of life. I mean, that's all we have.
Just focusing on basketball and basically not really having a social life.
A lot of people compare him to me. A lot of people say Trey Jones, Tyus Jones' younger brother. We're all trying to win, and we all think we're the best at it.
Need you to execute.
Being vocal means we're just trying to add to
Have another level. To the Chick-fil-A, Simon Williamson. Great her first 3.
Best tournament I've been to.
To the cup. Oh, 2-hand. Get the ball to these people.
Don't palm it in your shot. Have it here so it's in a pocket.
Come to a stop, break down in the stands.
And East has won it on a jam. Lead knocks it down.
Paradise Jam, all those donations going towards hurricane relief for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Basketball Travelers matching up to $25,000. What a fantastic weekend it has been so far. We're not done yet tonight. Drake and Colorado coming up. Mercer flexing its muscles in the second half, up 17 and on a monster run.
Yeah, stay with us. McKinley Wright from Colorado is a sensational point guard, one of the best, I think, freshmen in the country. Really a great find for them. He's supposed to go to Dayton once Archie Miller went to Indiana. He took one visit, and it was to Colorado. Landed in their lap. I don't know what they would have done. Dominique Collier would have been the point guard and wouldn't have been the same. As for Drake, Reed Timmer and Brandon Woodard,
yep,
2 of the better senior guards, certainly at their level.
I shouldn't commit to Woodward's first name.
Gritty
Sounds
guys.
right. Stowe on the takeaway, fouled. A little added slam by Rivers, who was after the foul. Stowe going to the line. Mercer a chance for more points off turnovers, and they've killed Drexel in that department, 16-5, and a chance to add to it. Stowe at the line for 2 shots. He's forced a lot of turnovers by product of drawing charges.
He's been all over the place.
All net.
You hear Bob Hoffman saying, believe it, believe it.
I love the encouragement
Yeah.
when you guys go to the free throw line. I mean,
You can hear him on our mic.
I like rip it up. That's another favorite of Bob Hoffman. They are ripping it up at the free throw line. Mercer shot 16-19 from the line. Mojica trying to put an end to a 6-0 run. Ball's loose on the floor. Green putting it back up and fouled. Rion Holland got his breather. He's waiting to check in along with Stephon Jokes. Free throw missed by Green. It's amazing on this roster. We keep glowing about it with the 5 returning starters and the seniors starting 5, but you can't pick just one guy. I'm thinking about the post-game interviews, so you can almost interview the whole team.
I mean, Holland gets the rebound right there. You know, you haven't mentioned Rivers' name too much, but he still has 12.
Jelks, after coming right back in. Stowe is intimidating. Every time they go over the big play, he flexes.
Yep.
Doesn't need to flex. He's already cut.
I mean, they're playing as intense right now as if this game was in the final possession and they were down 2. Not up 21.
That's where they are at their largest lead of the game and a foul. See here, Stowe reaching across. Third personal. Free throws for Mercer. For Drexel, excuse me. Mercer with its 8th foul.
Rebound, 1-1, Rebound. Rebound, 1-and-1, rebound.
The 1-and-1 front end is off. Jelks pulls in the board. Drexel conversely not good from the line, 4 of 9. Mercer 16 of 19. Holland, 3-ball. You bet. '29, Ryan Holland, 3 shy of his career high. Last year against the Citadel. Oh. Mojica.
They just cannot get anything easy.
He got away with the travel as well on his hop step. Down to Isabel, baseline. Beat it baseline. Missed his lay-in. Jelks the board.
I mean, Isabel's trying to make something happen, but he's not been able to do what he did last night, which is actually finish.
11-0 run. Stefan Jelks, 17 and 11 for the double-double. Rion Holland, 29 points. Still on the dribble. Blocked by Williams. Isabel trying to get back up floor and foul. These Mercer Bears are going to sleep well tonight. They're using a lot of energy.
But they've got the depth to deal with 3 games in 3 days. Bring her back in with 4 fouls.
Over under, 45 seconds.
Hey, look, it's not his game, or not his night, but they haven't needed to rely on him.
Yeah, rough luck in half number 2. The last 2 times he's come in, he's committed a foul. I believe both times there were 30 seconds. The first time was 29 seconds. Rivers taking his seat. Ringer without a point, but they haven't needed it, Mercer. Holland's 29, Rivers 12, and Jelks 17. Provided the support. Isabel misses the front end of a 1-and-1, and the poor free throw shooting night continues. 24-point Bear lead. They have a chance for the largest win in the tournament so far, margin-wise.
Did you see this one coming?
I thought this was going to be close, to tell you the truth. Holland took contact. He's slow to get up. Drexel with numbers into the corner. Mojica, pocket 3. Williams trying to get the putback. Called for a foul over the back of Ethan Stair. I'm not sure he pushed him much. Also results in shots the other direction for Stair. See the replay of Holland being a little slow to get up, grimacing. He's walking around okay now by midcourt. Took a shot at the tailbone as he landed. Stair just missing the free throw.
You know, the beauty of this program is they have that unbelievable victory over Duke in 2014, the NCAA tournament in Raleigh. Not able to advance past that.
Right.
Lose some players, tiny little dip in their world, and then they're back. Because what you've got to do at their level is get old and stay old, and those are the teams that are successful.
They've done a heck of a job of it in Macon, Georgia. 10 left to shoot. Isabel driving and corner kick. Airball 3 again for Kirk Lee. Go Mercer's direction. Drexel touched it last. Cohen, Jelks on back. Mercer's been able to play 10 deep, spread minutes really well. Or like what you said, this is a team you have to watch out for. And if they get to the NCAA tournament, they could make noise too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they win 2 games.
Yeah.
Would you?
No, not at all. Not the way they played, not with 5 seniors, the energy they bring. You couple that with the adrenaline you would assume they would have come March if they were in that spot. Strawberry. Ringer nearly got to the ball. How about Kirk Lee?
I know.
From his hip pocket. Transition the other way. Harper Jr. got his triple.
Great transition basket by the Drexel Dragons.
But a frustrating night overall, and the blocking foul. Harper Jr. helped up. That is his 5th, and he is done for the evening.
Well, when we saw Zach Spiker this morning, they were going through their shoot around, if you will, in the hotel lobby. They put tape down on the floor.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the game that, he was really worried about because of how much respect he has for Bob Hoffman, their sets, and how difficult it is to defend. It's the exact same thing that Richie McKay told us 2 days ago, that this was the game that he dreaded the most, playing them in the first game yesterday at noon. We'll see if the winner of Drake, Colorado, has the same feelings as they face Mercer Sunday night in the championship game.
It's hard to come in and not dread this Mercer team. They have 4 scorers, averaging double figures this season. Any given game, a different guy can step up.
I mean, here's the thing, Trevor. We've got a Houston-Wake game and a consolation round on Sunday, and those are teams that you could say if they were playing right, they could have been in this title game. I don't think anyone would dispute that Mercer deserves to be in the championship game Sunday night.
Not at all. The three's starting to fall for Drexel, but too late for the Dragons.
Like, even though they didn't play Houston, they're playing Drexel instead.
Yeah.
They look like the best team right here. Maybe not the most talented, but they look like the best team in this field.
Yeah, I still think you put Mercer up against Houston. I think they beat Houston. I think they beat Wake Forest. Wake Forest presents some different troubles with its 7-footers, but Mercer's so energetic.
Well, I'll tell you, I think they beat Drake. The question is, can they beat Colorado if Colorado beats Drake? They can.
Yeah.
They can.
I think Colorado and Wake Forest are honestly the best matchups for Mercer. They don't have to worry about too much except finishing this one off. 73-53 their lead. We're back with the final 3:16 right after this.
We the champions. In order to affirm our tradition of unwavering faith, ignite a passion for wisdom, challenge perspectives, inspire creativity, and pursue knowledge. Do resolve to be the voice for the voiceless, bring healing to the hurting, fight for the oppressed, defend freedom, defy stereotypes, and follow God's calling wherever it may lead.
At Liberty University, we believe in helping people reach their goals, and our online programs are no different. That's why we recognize the work you've already put into an education or a career. Transfer up to 75% of previous academic credits and get class credit for work experience in nursing, business, the military, or many other fields. With 8 start dates per year, you can begin whenever you're ready. Get your Liberty University degree from one of our hundreds of online programs in less time than you think.
Desmond Ringer just fouled out. He was hanging on to Austin Williams, and we said not really his night. 5 fouls, he's gone. Also, Troy Harper Jr. their side gone. Lucky news, Mercer really hasn't needed too much of Ringer this evening.
And they haven't really needed Jordan Strawberry to be as effective. He's 2 for 10. And that shows the depth of this team.
Yeah.
I mean, Rion Hollins had himself a night with 29 points. Stephon Jelks with 17 and 11 so far.
Yep.
And then, it's been sort of the little things that we've seen from players like Jalen Stowe, who contributed 8 points, 6 boards, and really has been all over the place.
Yeah. He could check in a double-figure scoring easy down the stretch. Williams on the rough free throw shooting night continues 4 of 11. The Drexel Dragons, 1 of 7 in the half, 1 of 8. They might be gassed after yesterday, especially with a thin bench.
Yeah, and the way that, what it was like for them to come back like that.
They erase an 11-point deficit with 10.5 to play against Houston.
But here's what Sunday does to these teams that lose tonight. You get a chance to go 2-1.
Got to find that renewed energy. The fadeaway, Marcus Cohen. Quick timeout by Bob Hoffman. He's going to make some subs.
It's a big difference, I mean, if you can come out of here 2-1, you'll feel really good about yourself rather than the 1 and 2s that come out, and certainly the 0-3.
Yep. We are going to see some new additions all over the board. A lot of the faces we haven't seen today will be checking in. Mason Green, Ryan Johnson, they'll be out there. Corey Kilby checking back in as well. They'll get a chance to play the final 2:47. Drexel will have to regroup quickly, and they're a team capable of that. They bring good energy. Zach Spiker and his coaching staff supplying that at practice, shoot-around. We've seen it throughout the weekend. See the guys waiting to play next. Colorado and Drake coming up.
Want to stress once again, you want to watch McKinley Wright from Colorado, one of the best point guards in the country, regardless of class. And Reed Timmer.
Yeah.
I mean, just a gutty player for Drake.
It was unbelievable yesterday. Ice water in the veins. Really, Drake, it was just tough shot after tough shot in their victory over Wake Forest. And those guys, after the game, their celebration, it felt like they just won an NCAA tournament game. I mean, that's how much that game meant to them against a Power 5 opponent.
Well, Ray Giacoletti, who was the head coach of Drake last year, just decided, you know what, I can't do it anymore. And, so they had an interim coach the rest of that year. Niko Medved, who was the head coach at Furman, saw the opportunities from the Midwest. He's from Minnesota. Saw what you can do in the Valley, knew that Wichita State would be leaving. There'd be more movement. And I think it's a pretty good job. I mean, they've had some moderate success at times.
He sees an opportunity to be the top dog in the conference. Foul off the ball. Foul is called against the new check-in, Mason Green. He's a freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia. Ryan Johnson from Greensboro. We've already seen Corey Kilby. Arenas at the line. Finally puts an end to the tough stretch of free throw shooting for Drexel. Just their second make on 9 tries in the half.
Alhim Dumer be coming for the Drexel Dragons from Turkey. And Zach Spiker expects him to have an immediate impact with the Dragons. He'll be eligible for the next game next week.
It's a guy that's at 6'9", 223, a sophomore out of Turkey, as you mentioned. That's why he had to sit out, because he played some games in Turkish league. Lost a little bit of his college eligibility this season. Asking for the ball in the post. Wide-eyed, excited for it. Mason Green kicks it back out. Stair. On the drive, tries to attack, fouled instead. With 2 on the shot clock.
What I love about this Mercer team, Trevor, is they've got so many guys that understand their role. They've done a great job of role definition with Mercer. And everyone seems to play within themselves and not try to do too much or outside their talent level.
It doesn't seem like they really get phased by any of the outside noise, anything going on around them. They're very self-contained. They're not very chippy. They have the right energy, but not cocky. Isabel, the teardrop. And a lot of that, I think, goes back to we were talking yesterday about how many great coaches there are in this field. Bob Hoffman, one of the really great coaches in college basketball.
I mean, Drexel maintaining their intensity here. They got another game to play tomorrow.
Marcus Cohen on the dribble, slicing. Foul went against Mercer.
Nope, stepped on the line.
Stepped on the line. Still getting used to the expanded coaches' boxes.
Yes. Well, they never enforced it anyway.
Yeah, it's much better now. Just say, hey, okay, now you can move.
I used to love former Drexel coach Bruiser Flynn. He used to be out by the three-point line.
Tremaine Isabel sliced into the lane. Another offensive foul by Drexel. This time Ryan Johnson draws it.
I'll tell you who's been really quiet is Sammy Mahika. 5 points in 32 minutes. They needed him to obviously be much more assertive.
3 fouls, only 1 rebound, 1 assist. You're right, hasn't made much of an impact on this game at all. He was a guy that hit the game winner last night, his first game winner in his career. Coach Spiker was so excited for Mojica to be in that moment, to experience that. Officials walking towards us. They might be coming to the monitor. I think they need to check the last play. Oh, we'll see. They're headed towards the book. Oh, they're coming to us.
They want to look who the foul was on.
Coming to see who the foul was on. So the play coming back through. They're going to make a double foul call in the spot. So they're adding a foul to Ryan Johnson. We'll have to get an explanation on why that is a double foul. Johnson took the charge first from Tremaine Isabel.
Or not.
No explanation for us. Well, I feel happier. Bob Hoffman says the first he's ever heard. I don't know. Not very often I don't know why. At least I try to pretend I don't know why. Mercer has the basketball under the basket after the double foul. So Johnson's first, Tremaine Isabel's third. Kevin Doy is in for Drexel, and he is a very interesting story. He was on the women's practice squad last season.
Yeah, most women's basketball teams practice against men.
Yeah. I've known a handful of guys went to high school. They're fairly good high school players, but didn't play college basketball, and they go in, practice. Usually get some free gear, play some basketball every morning. Isabel with the free throw mate, up to 10 points. The foul on Cohen was his third.
So we were staying in the Lucky Hotel there in terms of teams that were winning out of it. It's the Courtyard. And Drexel was one of them.
It will be our first loss
yes.
at the Courtyard.
The Courtyard's first loss. We'll see how Drake fares against Colorado.
They have a chance to redeem it up next. There's a foul against that new check-in, Kevin Doy. If you're going to come in, you might as well make your mark on the stat sheet. The junior out of Rolling Hills Estates, California. I've been waiting on the Liberty side. They have a player who has not come off the bench yet this weekend who was a team manager last year.
For the women?
No, for the men's team.
All right, here's what we know so far tomorrow. Liberty taking on Quinnipiac. No one wants to be 0-3. Houston Wake, I'm telling you, you schedule that game regardless of when it is, where it is. That's a very good basketball game. High-level players. Drexel will be playing for 4th or 6th place against the loser of Colorado Drake. And now Mercer into the championship game against the winner.
Right where the Bears expected that they would be. They had to get through a true road game against Liberty. Did that without trouble yesterday by 15. They're going to win by 20-plus, it would seem, tonight. You bet they'd love not only to get to the championship, but win all 3 by double digits. That would feel really good. We're under a minute to go. Mercer has also brought in one more new player to the mix. It's Mac Bryden, who has not played this year. He gets to take free throws after the foul missed it. It's not a good sign. When you're not on my flip, it means you really don't play. But Mac Bryden, the senior from Charlotte, getting in late in this final minute. Second free throw. That one's off. No points yet for the senior there, but he is in. Mercer's also added Ross Cummings to the mix. 3 ball for Isabel over the top of Cohen. So just stat patterns at this point. Cuts it to a 19-point Mercer lead.
Just a great win for Mercer. Look forward to seeing them in the championship game.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch them going forward. They will play the winner, as we said, at Drake in Colorado. They'll hold one last offensive possession. Cohen on the dribble around Bryden. 8 to shoot. Driving in a kick. Cummings, deep 3. A little too long. Rebound pulled in by Drexel. Closing seconds of this contest. You will see Drexel tomorrow against the loser of our next contest and Mercer. They run it out with a 19-point win over Drexel. And Mercer, very easy victories to get into the championship game, and they've got a chance to take home some hardware tomorrow. What a performance by the Mercer Bears, led by Rion Holland, just 3 points shy of matching his career-high 32. He ended up with 29 on 9 of 15 shooting, 12 points for Dimitri Rivers, 17 for Stephon Jelks, who picks up the double-double with 12 rebounds as well. Jalen Stowe almost got into double-digit scoring, more than made up for it with the amount of charges that he was able to draw. And now let's go over to Andy Katz.
All right, thank you, Trevor. Now joined by Mercer head coach Bob Hoffman. That was as impressive a win as we've seen in this tournament. What has been clicking so well for you guys?
Well, we've got experience, and the guys believe in each other. They trust each other, and they've been around the block a few times and had a lot of tough experiences, as you and I talked about before the tournament started. But they just love each other, and that's what was exhibited right here today. We got some good basketball players.
What's great about your team is if some guy is either in foul trouble or not shooting well, you've got someone else to step up. And we saw that from Jelks and Stowe. What is it about the depth here that we are seeing on display?
Yeah, it's so fun to watch Jalen Stowe. He was recruited to be a point guard. He's playing the 5. He got multiple charges that were big momentum plays, and Jelks was got it going the first half. We found him on 2 or 3 threes, and that was just huge. And then Rion kind of finished it off.
To have this kind of experience and this depth, how much does that benefit you in a 3-day and 3-game situation, which you may face, of course, again in March?
We talked about before we got here, this is the only time we're going to get to experience and get ready for what's coming to us in March. So we need to treat it the same way. So we're going to rest and get ready to play another really good team. Drexel's got some unbelievable guards, but our guys were special today.
Okay, I don't care when it is. You're playing for a championship Sunday night. What does that mean to Mercer?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, you get to go to the ship. I mean, that's what you play for. That's what you try to, no matter what you're playing, if it's tiddlywinks or T-ball or whatever, you want to win.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Back to you, Trevor.
Well, Bob Hoffman referenced 5 of Mercer's 9 conference losses last season by just a single possession. Nobody is getting within a possession of the Bears so far in Lynchburg. They are in to the Paradise Jam Championship game tomorrow night. Who will they face? Drake and Colorado. They're coming up next to decide who will meet them there. Mercer, it's not tiddlywinks, it's basketball, and they're pretty good at it.
Are you allowing other people to put limits on yourself?
Get that set. Do not rush the move, okay? Here we go.
5, 10 years from now, let's see if you're still standing to be a champion.
1, 2, 3. Stay chill.
You guys work way too hard to be good. You're a great team.
Long day tomorrow, right?
It's about never losing sight of that goal that you initially set out for.